Live from News 9 WAOW, this is News 9 at 10.
Protests continue tonight from D.C. to Madison over a leaked draft of a Supreme Court opinion. Tonight, what's next for the Badger State if Roe v. Wade is overturned?
And the leak is expected to impact the midterm elections, the different routes Republicans and Democrats are taking.
Plus, building camaraderie, one project at a time.
Once a veteran, you're always a veteran.
How an area man continues to serve his brothers and sisters in arms.
News 9 WAOW, we've got you covered.
Protests from the nation's capital to the steps of the Wisconsin Capitol as anger and hope erupts over the leaked U.S. Supreme Court draft opinion that could overrule federal abortion rights. Good evening, I'm Brad Hansen.
And I'm Catherine Helverson. That leaked draft is not an official ruling, but would give back power to the states.
So what does that mean for us here in Wisconsin? News 9's Isaac Dienison is digging deeper into just that.
He joins us live now in the newsroom with more.
Yeah, Wisconsin currently has a law banning almost all abortions. That's been on the books for more than 170 years, and Wisconsin's one of 26 states with laws that could be enforced if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Now, Wisconsin's state law officially dates back to 1849, banning doctors from performing abortions except when the mother's life is at risk. Doctors in Wisconsin could be charged with felonies, facing up to 6 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Republicans who control the state legislature would now face questions about whether to change that 19th century law.
If Roe versus Wade is returned back to the states, then I think it's a conversation that's going to start all over again. And I think it'll be a pretty heated discussion, too.
Attorney General Josh Kaul says the fate of abortion rights in Wisconsin would still have to go through state courts, and he would not direct his office to investigate or prosecute abortions until there's more clarity.
I don't think our Department of Justice should be using its resources that way. I also don't think that police agencies and DA's offices should be using their resources that way.
Now, it is important to note that all this remains in limbo until the U.S. Supreme Court releases its official ruling.
Isaac, with that said, when is a final ruling expected?
Well, the opinion is not expected to be published until late next month, and it still could change as draft opinions circulate and justices can change their mind. Live in the newsroom, Isaac Dienison, News 9 WAOW.
Thank you, Isaac. And the leaked draft is pulling back the curtain on the Supreme Court's decision-making process.
Once a case is heard and sides are drawn, a justice is assigned to write the opinion of the majority. Then it's circulated among each of the justices for feedback, often going through numerous drafts and rewrites. An area political science professor says the leak of Justice Alito's first draft could erode public trust in the Supreme Court.
Leaking an opinion like this really does cause the public to start to question the court's legitimacy as an institution that is above politics. You know, we don't think about the justices engaging in back and forth, give and take arguments, but they do. They're human beings.
Now, the first draft of the opinion was reportedly first circulated in February, so it's unclear what the final opinion will be.
In the nation's capital, Republicans condemning the unknown person behind the leak.
Whoever did this leak should be prosecuted and should go to jail for a very long time. This has shaken the independence and the ability of the judiciary to function.
As for Wisconsin, Senator Ron Johnson tweeted today the leak itself was an example of how, in his words, the radical left intends to fundamentally transform America.
On the other side of the aisle, Democrats seeing this as an opportunity ahead of the midterm elections.
We're going to make this issue front and center in November election. No issue will be more important than reproductive rights, and we will galvanize and mobilize American voters.
As something echoed by Democratic strategist Joe Zepecki here in the Badger State, who tells our Milwaukee affiliate, quote, "This changes everything." Meanwhile, Governor Tony Evers this afternoon signed onto a letter with 17 other governors calling on Congress to pass a federal abortion rights bill.
Well, it's finally not feeling or looking like winter out there, Jackson.
Yeah, the ironic thing is that it felt more like spring and summer today, even though we're still below average across the area. Temperatures in the 50s. Now, the typical temperature for this time of year is in the 60s, but don't worry, we're returning to that moving forward. So here's the high temperatures across the area today, and we did reach the upper 50s here in Wausau, a bit cooler in the far northern reaches, and also in southern Wisconsin, where they had the cloud cover and the rain showers pushing through all day long. We did get some relief from the cloud cover this afternoon in the central regions, of course, as that clearing took place. But you can see it was pretty rainy down south. Wisconsin Dells got 1/4 inch. However, you travel a little bit further north, Wisconsin Rapids, barely anything at all. So we're fairly isolated in southern Wisconsin today. That's going to be the case for the rainfall on Thursday as well. Otherwise, we take a look outside right now from our Sherrill Tire and Service camera. We're seeing clear skies right now, so you might see a few stars if you're looking up in the sky. Current temperature not too bad, 47 degrees. Feels like 44 with north-northwest winds of 7 miles an hour. Tonight we will drop down to around 31, so there's a chance of some frost early tomorrow morning. Fortunately, winds will be light, northeast 1 to 5 miles an hour. And our forecast preview is some much needed relief, mostly dry for the rest of the week, turning milder, temperatures 60s and 70s, and unsettled next week. We'll let you know why coming up.
All right, Jackson, thank you very much. Tonight, the Bucks facing off against the Celtics for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, and it was not pretty. News 9 Sports Director Alex Stewart joins us live in studio with the first look.
Some nights are just not your night. Sunday wasn't it for the Celtics. Tonight, the bad luck struck the Bucks. Now, anyone who watched Game 1 had to know Boston was not going to have historically bad shooting nights in back-to-back games, but they also probably didn't expect it to be this good either. Jaylen Brown, who scored just 12 in Game 1, couldn't miss early. He finished with 30, while his partner in crime, Jason Tatum, dropped in 29 of his own. And the Celtics defense, also much better. They hold the Bucks to just 86 points to even the series at 1-up. I'll have more on this one and what went wrong for Milwaukee later in sports.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Lincoln County 4-H members are being encouraged to do nice things for other people every day this month.
A few years ago, the organization started having kids do random acts of kindness, like thanking their bus driver or picking up litter. Now, they're having this initiative coincide with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, hoping to incite more positivity with everyone.
Just holding the door open for somebody. As adults, you know, we don't think anything of it. It's kind of the polite thing that we do. But with kids, they start learning that, and they know that that's something they can do, and they feel good doing it because it helps make everybody feel better.
Now, the 4-H programs in Marathon, Langlade, Price, and Taylor counties have also encouraged similar acts for their members.
Nearly 100 veterans from our area are back in central Wisconsin tonight after taking a long-awaited journey. They boarded the 39th Never Forgotten Honor Flight and flew from Mosinee to Washington, D.C. The flight had been delayed for the past 2.5 years because of the pandemic. The veterans on the flights all served in the Korean and Vietnam War eras and saw memorials built in their honor.
It makes you really stop to think, you know, of all the good old boys that aren't here. It meant to welcome home, you know, and that was the biggest thing.
We continue our journey with area veterans again tomorrow, where we will take you to Arlington National Cemetery.
Well, a program at Home Depots across the nation helped veterans get needed projects done around their houses for free. In Wisconsin Rapids, the man tasked with coordinating and completing those projects has made quite the name for himself.
Looks good.
Meet Tim Halverson.
Yeah.
He's not your everyday stock guy at the Wisconsin Rapids Home Depot.
That'll work.
Around here, he's simply known as...
I call it NCOIC because I was enlisted, but as Team Depot Captain. Good.
Non-commissioned officer in charge, for those not familiar.
There's his order.
His job here, simple but oh so important.
We're responsible for going out and finding veterans in need that need safety concerns addressed, beautification of their house. We go out and find them, or they'll come to us, and then we coordinate the projects for the veterans through the store.
Tim took over the position 8 years ago, and it's grown since then, going from just 1 or 2 projects a year to now more than 10.
It's a great feeling. I mean, there's no better feeling than calling the veteran back and saying, guess what, your grant got approved.
we're going to come put a deck and ramp on your house, and it's no cost to you whatsoever.
And these projects don't just happen because of Tim. He's got a group of volunteers ready to go.
Well, it's amazing. I don't have to scrounge for volunteers. I mean, I got community members, people from Slayer's Telephone Company that come out and volunteer for it with me, family members of the people. Yeah, it's a great feeling.
And now nearly 30 years since he served in the Army, Tim stands at the ready to continue serving his fellow veteran.
Once a veteran, you're always a veteran. I mean, you just never lose that feeling. And it's just nice to be able to help out veterans who can't help themselves. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Now, all Home Depots have the same program geared at helping veterans. If you're a vet and are interested in the program, you can stop by the Pro Help Desk at your local store. And of course, if you know somebody we should feature on this segment, please let us know. You can email stillserving@waow.com.
A man out west free climbs a nearly 1,100-foot building. What awaited him at the top? That's next.
Plus, Marathon County residents are concerned about what a mining project could do to their water.
And with everybody focusing on the warmer temperatures, it won't be too long before that snow melts on Rib Mountain. Make sure to enter our snow melt contest. Entry period through Friday. 1 entry per person. Enter at waow.com/contests.